Hello and welcome to the TC Exchange podcast. I'm Amity Kraus, ex-retail girl turned realtor turned business owner, where I teach new transaction coordinators how to navigate the complex real estate industry and coach experienced TCs how to level up their game and businesses to add even more value to their agents. Come along with me while I guide you through this intense, complicated, but always fun world of transaction coordination. Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back to the TC Exchange podcast. I am so excited that you're here today. Today, we have a great episode planned for you, and we are discussing remote work. I think that all of us have felt that working remotely and working from home sounds like a dream. The idea of not having to go into the office and interact with people, spending so much time commuting to and from work, having to juggle personal appointments sounds ideal. In our history, transaction coordinators that have worked for a brokerage or for a transaction coordinator company, we already have experience with some remote work or hybrid schedules, but many of us have only worked in an office, and that environment is part of what spurred us forward into building our own businesses. Now, during the pandemic, those of us that weren't already working remotely were suddenly doing so, and honestly, it was a big scramble to figure out how to set up our home offices to make sure that we were still productive. I started my TC business just before the pandemic started and had already shifted into working from home. But because I had my systems in place, when we got locked down, I almost didn't notice because my day-to-day work life really didn't change. Today, we're going to be talking about how to set up our offices, tools and software for remote work, and maintaining productivity and work-life harmony. The first and most important thing to do is to figure out where your dedicated workspace is going to be. If you're lucky enough to have a spare room or an office already, that's great. But let's be real, not everyone has that. So if your workspace is in your dining room, a corner of your bedroom, or even your basement, you'll want to make sure that the space will work as efficiently as possible. First thing to consider when picking your home office space are things like lighting, space, and how quiet it is. It's going to be a challenge for you if your workspace is in a main room of your home and you have other people running past you to the kitchen. Keep that in mind. Best practice is to find some place that you can claim as your own and is quiet and is as private as possible. You're going to want to make sure you have good lighting. You don't want to work in a cave, as well as a comfortable chair and table or desktop. You'll also want to make sure that your equipment is set up efficiently and you have a reliable internet connection. Make sure that you personalize your workspace with some plants and other decoration to make it feel comfy. And if you have to claim your space in a public area, create a routine around shutting down your office daily so that you're not dealing with mess all over the place. If you're not able to have your own private office space or there's going to be people at home, I do recommend getting some noise canceling headphones or a white noise app, anything that will help you focus even with multiple distractions. I was really lucky when I started working from home. I was able to take a guest room and turn it into my office. It was quiet and completely at the other end of the house. And as I grew into the space, I upgraded from just my laptop and added a desktop with an extra monitor so I could still see all of the things. I still use my laptop and I have an extra monitor for that too. So don't feel like you're limited if all you can afford right now is a laptop. You can make this work. As far as tools and software goes, I'm not going to go too far into this since we talk about tech platforms so frequently. I do, however, want to talk about communication. Programs like Slack, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, anything like that are going to be very helpful in maintaining communication with your clients. I worked with a team that was in multiple markets around the country. When we started to use Slack and Zoom, the interaction, collaboration, and communication changed drastically. Suddenly, we were a team. We all worked together, and it made such a difference. If you have a team of TCs, I do recommend having a platform like Slack where you can easily send messages and files. I also recommend that you hold regular meetings. Now, these don't have to be long. The point is to make any housekeeping announcements, but most importantly, you're reminding everyone that they are not alone in their little TC world. There are other people that are resources and have some great advice, if not an ear, to listen to your challenges. For agents, I like to use Slack as it's efficient for me. Texts and calls are fine, whatever works best with your systems. Okay, here's the last section, maintaining productivity and work-life harmony. Let me tell you what. I hear so many people talking about when they get to work from home, they'll have so much flexibility and freedom. And I'm going to be real here. I laugh. When I started off, I had the worst amount of flexibility and freedom than I ever had in my entire working career. I was up at dawn, at my desk. I was owned by my emails. I was owned by my texts and my calls. I didn't take time to eat, to take a walk, and even getting up and going to the bathroom was a struggle. As a new business owner, as you are getting started, freedom and flexibility are a fantasy. I said what I said. I'm not saying that they won't come. What I'm saying is that you have to create them. You have to build your systems and processes to support them. You have to design your life that way. Just working from home won't mean that these things will be present automatically. So here are some things to think about. Time management. We have talked about time management and different strategies several times. My favorite is the Pomodoro technique, where I set a timer for 20 minutes and work on a task exclusively for that time. I also use time blocking and task batching. I also think it's important to set a schedule for yourself. When do you start and end work? Do you have different working hours versus available hours? Think about that. I also think that self-discipline is important. It is important to develop routines and habits that will support and enhance your productivity, and to understand that if you have to take a personal appointment in the middle of your workday, that's great. Just know that the work still has to be done. So you might still be working later that day, or you might be working on your laptop while you're in the salon chair. The truth is, it's your business. You get to decide how to spend your time, but if you want to run a thriving and growing business, the work still needs to be done. Someone else isn't going to do it, especially if you're a solopreneur. So be self-disciplined. Work-life harmony is the most important part, I think. Working from home, the lines between work and life become absolutely blurred, especially when you're just getting started in your business. It's so important to make sure you have set boundaries on both sides so you can create a framework to work within. Boundaries around your working hours, availability after hours, that's just part of it. You'll need to create boundaries for your personal life too, and hold on to them. One more thing before we wrap up, and that's making time to take breaks and make time for self-care. One of the most important things I did for myself was commit to 2 things every workday. 1, I would not eat lunch at my desk. Even if it could only be a quick lunch that I ate over the sink, it was not at the desk, and I was not filtering through emails at the same time. The other thing is that I make time every day to be active. When I started, that was a walk after eating or sometime during the day. Sometimes it was just a 5-minute walk around the block. It's grown to a 30-minute walk every day. I also have added in a fitness class that I take a couple times a week. I'm away from my desk for about an hour each time, but that activity has helped my mental state so much. Also, schedule your self-care time, whatever that looks like to you. A phone call with a friend, a breakfast date, a massage every month, journaling, meditating. It doesn't matter what it is. It just matters that you do something. Well, guys, that's it. 3 strategies to master remote work. Set up an efficient home office, lean into technology and software that support remote collaboration, and maintain productivity and work-life harmony. Working remotely can lead to a life that is full of freedom and flexibility. Get your systems and processes in place, and you can design your life that you've always wanted. One more thing, guys. I would love to see your remote work setups. Post pictures of your setups and tag us at True North TCT on Instagram. Don't forget to like and follow us. I had a great time today, and I cannot wait to chat again. Bye for now. And that wraps up another episode of the TC Exchange podcast. Thank you so much for joining me and being a part of this incredible journey through the world of transaction coordination. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to learn, and together, we're setting the compass to true north. If you want to dive deeper into the world of TCs or simply connect with our growing community, follow us on Instagram at True North TCT. For exclusive content, insights, and engaging discussions, be sure to join our Facebook group, the TC Exchange. And for resources, courses, and a treasure trove of knowledge, check out our website at truenorthtransactionservices.com. Keep the conversations going, share your insights, and until next time, keep your compass pointing true north. See you soon.